What if the voice in your head isn't yours? When you're alone, who's listening back? Why do mirrors feel different at night? What's the last thing your shadow saw? If walls could whisper, what would they say about you? Have you ever felt watched when nothing's there? What remembers you when everyone forgets? Why do old photos feel like they're staring? What if your dreams are someone else's memories? When did silence start sounding so loud? What hides in the seconds you don't notice? Have you ever blinked and felt time skip? What if your reflection blinked first? Why do certain places feel like they know you? What did you leave behind that still follows you? If you vanished, what wouldn't let you go? Why do footsteps echo when you stop walking? What if something finishes your thoughts? Have you ever heard your name where no one was? What watches through your eyes when you're tired? Why does the dark feel heavier sometimes? What if you're the memory someone can't escape? When did your thoughts stop feeling safe? What would your younger self be afraid of now? Why do some doors feel like they shouldn't be open? What if something is always just out of sight? Why do certain songs feel like warnings? What did you forget on purpose? What if the past is still happening somewhere? Why do empty rooms feel full? What's the last thing you'd hear before everything changes? What if someone else is dreaming your life? Why does your heartbeat feel louder in the dark? What if time is watching you back? What hides in the spaces between seconds? Why do you feel different when no one's around? some memories feel like they don't belong to you?
What if something learned how to be you? Why does the quiet feel like it's waiting? What would you hear if the world went completely still? What if your shadow stayed when you left?
Why do certain places feel like they remember everything? What if something is counting your gifts? When did your reflection stop feeling real? What if the dark isn't empty? Why do you feel like someone's behind you when there isn't? What if your mind is hiding something from you? What's